Empire.
Welcome to Inside the Cap. I'm your host, Joel Corey. You can find me on X at CORRYJOEL. You can also read my regular CBSSports.com column, Agent's Take, on NFL salary cap and contract matters. Today we're going to take a look at Patrick Mahomes' reworked contract. Back in April, Brett Veach, the Kansas City Chiefs general manager, had hinted that there would be something done to Patrick Mahomes' contract sooner rather than later. He said there are a couple more contracts that have to get done, meaning Burrow and Herbert. And once they do, I think you kind of look at everything and assess where you are and what we can do and take it from there. So on Monday, it was announced that the Chiefs had reworked Patrick Mahomes' contract, that he's still under contract through 2031, but his cash over the next 4 years, including this year, 2023, 24, 25, and 26, he's going to make $210.6 million, which would be the best 4-year cash flow in NFL history, ahead of Lamar Jackson's $208 million. It was announced that they'll revisit the contract in 2027. No new money was added to the contract. What they've done is they've taken money out of later years and shifted it forward. If you look at Mahomes' average over the 4-year period, 23, 24, 25, 26, taking into account that they say that they're going to revisit the contract in 2027, then he's at $52.65 million over those 4 years. Joe Burrow just signed a 5-year extension for $275 million. That's the new money. At $55 million per year. Justin Herbert had been the previous standard on his 5-year extension, right around the start of training camp, late July, $52.5 million per year. So if you're going to just isolate Mahomes' 4 years, 2023 through 2026, that makes him second in average salary. Now, I'm not necessarily sure that's the proper way to do that, and we'll get into that in more detail. But first, let's go through the details of this deal. Mahomes is getting a $20,574,444 signing bonus. That's going to be prorated on the salary cap 2023 through 2027 at $4,114,888, 23 through 26, and then $4,114,892 in 2027. His base salary was $5.5 million. That has dropped with this restructure. In the addendums of the contract, and the addendums are lengthy. Paragraph 81 of the addendum says player has earned $305,566 of paragraph 5 salary for the first week of the 2023 regular season. That's 1/18 of $5.5 million, what his base salary was. Player's paragraph 5 salary in this NFL contract is $1.08 million. Player can earn $1.02 million over the remaining 17 weeks of the season. So 17/18 of $1.08 million is $1.02 million. Player can earn a total of $1,325,556 in paragraph 5 salary for the 2023 league year. So if you add up the signing bonus and the amount of base salary he's going to earn, then that's $21.9 million. Now, Mahomes has already earned $34.95 million between the workout bonus he earned, the roster bonus that was in his contract on the third day of the league year of $22.4 million, and the $12 million that was converted into signing bonus on March 16th. So that brings Mahomes' cash in 2023 to $56.85 million. Now, I'm not including for now the $2.5 million incentive that he earned in 2022 that is paid in 2023, because he has for his incentives he earned both of them. He had $1.25 million if the club wins the AFC Championship, and he had a playtime threshold, which he did, and he had another $1.25 million for NFL MVP. So that's another 2.5, and when you're talking about the $210.6 million, it's including the 2.5. So I'm gonna, although there's $208 million in money which is attributed to the 2023 through 2026 contract years, $208.1 million. I'm going to call it 210.6 by including the $2.5 million of incentives earned in 2022, paid in 2023, and that's what the agent is doing throughout this deal when they classify it the way he does. Now, 2024 base salary is $8.6 million. There's a $34.9 million roster bonus in 2024, and the roster bonus date has moved. The roster bonuses used to be third day of the league year, which is March. League year starts this year on March 11th, so that'd be March 13th. Now it's if Mahomes is on the 90-man roster on May 5th, 2024. So they've moved the roster bonus date back almost 2 months, which gives them more time to figure out what they're going to do in terms of cap planning. They don't have to make the immediate decision to go ahead and convert money, have the pressure to do it at the beginning of the league year. Now, the 2023 base salary is fully guaranteed. So is the 2024 base salary of 8.6. The $34.9 million roster bonus isn't technically fully guaranteed at signing for a reason. If you, they don't want it to be prorated by having all three guarantees at signing. So what they've done is they have a skill and injury guarantee at signing, and then 3 days after the contract's execution, salary cap guarantee is going to kick in. So it's essentially fully guaranteed at signing. There's $1 million in workout bonuses in each year of the contract. They used to be $550 for each year. They've gone up. The 2024 workout bonus is in a similar way as this roster bonus. It's guaranteed for skill and injury signing. Cap guarantee kicks in 3 days later. 2025 base salary is $16.65 million, and it's guaranteed for injury at signing, and it becomes fully guaranteed on the third day of the 2025 league year. There's a $32.35 million May 5th roster bonus in 2025 that works the same way the 2024 roster bonus works. Skill and injury guarantee at signing, fully guaranteed, cap guarantee kicks in, so 3 days after the contract's executed. 2026, $45.35 million base salary. That is guaranteed for injury at signing. And then on the third day of the 2026 league year, that becomes fully guaranteed. There's a $10.4 million May roster bonus in 2026 that's guaranteed for injury. Then on the third day of the 2025 league year, the 10.4 becomes fully guaranteed. As I said, there's a $1 million in workout bonuses each year. That for 2025 and 2026 with the roster bonuses, they're guaranteed for injury signing, and then as that year comes up, 2025 or 2026, then they become fully guaranteed. The rest of the roster bonuses are unsecured. At least there's no injury guarantee attached to them. 2027, the base salary unsecured, $45.8 million. If player Mahomes is on the roster the third day of the 2027 league year, then the 45.8 does become fully guaranteed. Now there's the $6.1 million roster bonus in 2027 for May 5th. And if he's on the roster the third day of the league year in 2026, then that roster bonus becomes fully guaranteed. Base salary in 2028, $17.975 million. If Mahomes is on the roster third day of the league year in 2028, then that base salary becomes fully guaranteed. There's an $8.2 million May 5th roster bonus in 2028. If he's on the roster third day of the 2027 league year, the 8.2 is fully guaranteed. So the roster bonuses work the way the roster bonuses did in his original contract, but the money has shifted. The bulk of the money had been in the roster bonuses originally. Now the bulk of the money is in base salary. 2029, this is where it starts to shift back to the way that contract was. It's got an $8 million base salary. If he's on the roster third day of the unsecured third day of the 2029 league year, it's fully guaranteed. The roster bonus in 2029 is $25.975 million. If Mahomes is on the roster third day of the 2028 league year, this 2029 roster bonus of $25.975 million is fully guaranteed. 2030, the base salary is $30.625 million. If he's on the roster third day of the league year in 2030, then it's fully guaranteed. There's a $13.9 million roster bonus that if Mahomes is on the roster third day of the league year in 2029, then the 2030 roster bonus is fully guaranteed. Final year, 2031, it's got a $37.55 million base salary. If he's on the roster third day of the 2031 league year, then that base salary is fully guaranteed. The roster bonus is $9.825 million for 2031. As I said before, May 5th roster bonus. If he's on the roster third day of the 2030 league year, then the roster bonus is fully guaranteed. Now, the $2.5 million that he had annually for incentives now turned into escalators. So if he earns it in 2023, then it gets added to the 2024 base salary. If he earns it in 2024, then it gets added to the 2025 base salary and so forth. So what he does in the immediate season will increase the base salary by up to $2.5 million. It's $1.25 million for being NFL MVP by the Associated Press, and the Chiefs getting the conference championship in the same league year. So if he does that this year, then his 2024 base salary escalates by $1.25 million. Then there's also same thing relating to the Super Bowl, $1.25 million. If Super Bowl is won by the Chiefs and he participates in 50% of the offensive plays in the Super Bowl or 50% in the regular season, and that goes throughout the contract as well. The two voiding years in the contract, which I still don't know why they put in there for 2032 and 2033 of $60 million base salaries, are still going to void as they were beforehand. If Mahomes is on the club's 90-man roster on the last day of the 2029 league year, those 2 years are going to void. Still have no idea why they did that. So if you're looking at what's fully guaranteed at signing, and by saying what's fully guaranteed at signing, I'm going to include money that's already been earned. That's going to be the $550,000 in the workout bonus. It's also going to be the other 34.4, the $12 million signing bonus, and the 22.4 March roster bonus. That gets you to 133.7. That's fully guaranteed at signing. I'm not including, if you want to include the $2.5 million incentive earned in 2022, paid in 2023, then that's going to take you to 136.2. Now, in terms of total guarantee, if you include, excluding the incentive, the money already earned attributed to 2023, that's $208.1 million. And that's the cash 23 through 2026, exclusive of the $2.5 million incentive earned in 2022, paid in 2023. So that's the amount that's injury guaranteed that can become fully guaranteed. $208.1 million. Now, what does this look like from a cap standpoint? Mahomes' cap number for 2023 was $39,693,381. You're removing the $2.5 million of incentives that were considered likely to be earned because he hit both of them last year. That comes out. They're no longer in the contract. They're now an escalator. When you take Mahomes' base salary down to his league minimum, and you got the prorated amount of signing bonus plus the previous proration of $8,743,381. That means Mahomes' cap number now is $37,133,825. So that means Chiefs picked up $2,559,556 cap space with this rework deal. Now, Mahomes' cap number in 2024 is $57,358,268. It was $46,693,381. So his cap number for 2024 is going up $10,634,888. 2025 cap number now is $60,858,269. It goes up by $12,164,888. Cap number in 2025 was $48,693,381. 2026 cap number is now $63,264,888. It's gone up $18,914,888. It was 44.35. Last year proration is 2027, so this will be the last cap number I'll give you. It's now $59,414,892. It was $62.35 million. It's gone up $2,935,108. So got much bigger cap numbers than we were anticipating previously. No cap number is under $57 million over the next 4 years, 2024 through 2027. Now, let's look at this from a pure increase in cash. Now, Mahomes was originally scheduled to make $40.45 million this year, and if you include the 2.5, which I really wasn't at first from the incentive, then he's making $59.35 million this year, or attributed 2023. That's a $13.9 million raise. He was making 44. He was making in 2024. Mahomes was scheduled to make 37.95. He's now making 44.5. That's a $6.55 million increase. So he's at $20.45 million ahead than where he would have been. Through 2025, Mahomes was originally going to make from 2023 to 2025 $120.35 million. He's now $31 million ahead of where he was through that same time span. And through 2026, he was making $162.3 Now he's 43 point. This is from what's originally the contract. Now he's 43.3 million ahead than where he was going to be through that same time frame. So, so what we've seen is 13.9 more this year, then 6.55 more in 2024, 8.05 more in 2025 than he was going to make, and 14.8 more than he was going to make in 2026. If you go to 2027, then it's 7.05 million more than he was going to make in 2027. I mean, 7.05 million less in 2027. Then in 2028, it's 17.275 million less than it was supposed to make. For 2029, it's 9.975 less than we were supposed to make. 2030, it's $4.925 million less than he was supposed to make. And in 2031, $4.075 million less than he was supposed to make. So they pulled the bulk of the money out of the latter years of the contract in order to get this thing adjusted. So they said 2027 would be the revisit year, so we'll see if that actually holds up.
NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that you can stay close to your team even if you don't live in their town. Like, maybe you're a Raven who married a Seahawk who got a job in the land of the Falcons. With NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your team's out-of-market Sunday afternoon games no matter where you live, because you shouldn't have to change teams even if you change towns. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/presale to get $50 off.
Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto renews.
Now, there's something else I want to look at specifically, and I don't know if the Chiefs or Chris Cabot, Lee Steinberg, Mahomes' agents looking at it this way, but since what this contract essentially doing is redistributing money from later years of the contract to the next couple of years, this year, next couple of years. There's no new money added into the contract. Then I want to look at what the blended new money average would be in light of the adjustment. So Mahomes was under contract. The first new year was going to be 2022. He was under contract through 2021, fourth year of his contract, rookie contract, and the fifth year option. So I'm looking at now the adjusted new money after specific points of the contract. So the first three new years would be 2022, 23, and 24. So the new money, exclusive of what Patrick Mahomes was going to make through the remainder of his rookie contract, is now 136.8. So that's a 3 new year average of 45.6 million. And through 2025, the fourth new year, there's 186.8 of new money. That makes the new money average that makes it 46.7. After the fifth new year, there's 243.55 million of new money in the base value of the contract. So after 5 new years, and this is the reported juncture of where they'll revisit this contract. So after this year, after 2026, he's at 48.1 million is the average. So if you take the blended new money average between the original deal and what's been the adjustment, that puts Mahomes 48.71 million, puts him at sixth, puts him right behind Russell Wilson, whose new money average is 49 million per year. Then you got who's fifth, Jalen Hurts is fourth at 51 million per year. Lamar Jackson's 52 million, Herbert's 52.5, and Joe Burrow's at 55 million. That's something I was keenly aware of, because the way this thing originally worked, he had 197.75 million of new money through the first 5 years. This is an extremely backloaded deal. It averaged 39.55 million over the first 5 new years. And he had 252.2 $50.25 million in the last 5 new years, which was an average of $50.45 million over the last 5 new years. So this has been rectified where it's not nearly as backloaded as it had been, but nonetheless, still not where it would be relative to his stature in the game as the best quarterback, at least if not the best player. Now, there's something that Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, the chairman, had said that about Mahomes generally. He's like, I don't know if there's a way to quantify it financially. No matter what he makes over his career, one or another, he'll be underpaid. And this stems from doing the original 10-year contract. Fortunately, he's with a team that's willing to work with him and adjust it. The 10-year extension. That when he signed it originally, I thought, given the way that quarterback contracts were working, that the norm was 4-year extensions, because you had guys like who were drafted in the previous year before him. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff did their rookie contracts with 2 years left, and they got 4-year extensions, added 4 new years. And then from Mahomes' draft class, after he did his deal right before the start of the regular season, Deshaun Watson's original deal with the Texans added 4 new years, a 4-year extension. So if Mahomes had gone the 4-year extension route, then he would be looking to be up after the 2025 year. So maybe he'd have to play, he'd get something done next offseason, but in no event would he have played 2025 under a new contract, under the same contract. Would have got a new contract then. And then in 2025, whatever the standard was, he'd have been able to top that. Obviously, that's not what he chose to do, and went the long route where fortunately Kansas City's working with him. Maybe that was their intention all along, but not something I don't think most agents, players would do. But nonetheless, it's been rectified for now, and the intent is to rectify it again. As long as Mahomes keeps being Mahomes, that they'll readjust it so he's making a lot more money than he is for those latter part of the contract years, because that's when the money starts really decreasing. Because if you look at the money he has left in 2028, he's got $27.175 million. In 2029, he's got $34.95 million in cash. So that's where the bulk of the money was pulled out and moved forward. So they're definitely addressing that thing. They say 2026, after 2026, he's making $52.9 in 2027. So we'll see if it's 2026 after 2026 or 2027. But that's the gist of what's been done for Patrick Mahomes in his new deal. And some shifted money upward significantly to bring him more in line with the rest of the quarterback market over the next 4 years. If you include the $2.5 million incentives earned in 2022, paid in 2023, his cash 2023 through 2026 is $210.6 million. If he hits all his escalators, it'll be a max of $218.1 over these 4 years. Now, if you take out the cash from the incentive, the 2.5, and attribute that to 2022, because that's when it was earned in the 2022 season, although paid in 2023, he's still at 208.1 over the 4-year period, 2023 through 2026, which is still the biggest 4-year cash flow. It's $100,000 more than Lamar Jackson's $208 million. Mahomes' cap numbers are jumping dramatically in some instances from where they were. So there's no cap number for the next 4 years that's under $57 million. So they lose some of the flexibility they had in the contract as is. And they do gain a little bit of cap room this year, pick up about $2.55 million of cap space this year. So that's going to be it for this edition of Inside the Cap. Don't forget, you can find me on X at Corey Joel, that's CORRYJOEL, and also read my CBSSports.com column, Agents Taking NFL Salary Cap and Contract Matters. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here next time.